The algorithms on social media, and I think this is obvious, but again, maybe not. The algorithms reward emotion, not professionalism. So whenever there is, like, you may be a person who posts on social media on a regular basis, and let's say that you don't get a lot of engagement on your posts. So, you put something out about your business or about, something just very benign, and the only people that like it or comment on it are your mom, your aunt, right? That close friend that you might have. And you're like, look, I only get 3 or 4 people that even look at my stuff on social media. So if I were to say something, share my opinion about something that could be deemed controversial, no one's going to see it anyway, because no one ever sees my social media. But here's the challenge. As soon as there is a negative comment, or there is an angry face, right? Anything that's controversial on that post, all of a sudden they're like, oh, this might be controversial. Let's show it to more people and see. And the engagement will grow. So the algorithms are built in such a way that whether you're sharing something that could be considered controversial or you're engaging in content, other people's content that is controversial in nature, it gets elevated into everyone else's newsfeed. And now all of a sudden, thinking that you're not having much of a bright light out there in social media, all of a sudden, all the lights, it's like the spotlights came on and you're, caught, right? Because everyone sees it all of a sudden. So keep in mind that when you're engaging in content or posting content that could be seen as controversial, then that is going to get highlighted by the algorithms. Also, I think this is pretty obvious, but when you stick to professional content on your social media, this is going to build universal trust between your referral partners, your clients, your employer, right? I mean, there's only upside to sticking to positive, professional types of posts on social media. And so there are lots of benefits to doing that. So stick to the things that you know. Stick to things that you're passionate about. And if you're in the mortgage and real estate industry, you've gained so much knowledge over the years doing your job. Even if you're fairly new to this industry, I promise you know significantly more than someone who's not in this industry. So stick to messages that are educating the public, that are informing them about things they may not be aware of. Feel free to, chime in on opinions about, things that are relevant to our industry that are non-controversial. That's going to help build trust with the people who go and research you, not break down that potential for a relationship. Number 6, likes, shares, and comments matter. I touched on this just a minute ago, but people forget about this. We've seen, I'll use an extreme example. Like there's been Hollywood celebrities who have literally been canceled. Not that I'm a huge fan of just canceling people, but it's happened. People have been absolutely shunned from their industry simply by liking someone's comment that was controversial. And that's an extreme example, right? But it points out the fact that even liking or sharing someone's content, even if it's not yours, it does point to your opinion about a particular matter, and it could absolutely alienate your clients, your referral partners, your friends, your family, your employer, if you're doing that. So keep in mind, likes, shares, and comments are just as important to be careful with. It doesn't, people think, oh, I can just kind of hide back here. I'm not going to share my opinion. I'm just going to like this and like that. And, hint at it. It's way more than a hint, especially when it's one of those very controversial topics that seems to be everywhere in today's world.